Let's take a look at the Code of Professional Conduct in a little bit more detail. Before we take a look at the different components and the parts and the fundamental principles, let's make sure we understand exactly what it is that we're doing and what it is that we as auditors need to know about the Code of Professional Conduct, or the CPC we normally call it. As an auditor, as a professional, as a CA, I am bound, and I should be bound, by certain requirements and certain fundamental issues, principles that should govern my behavior. When we talk about the word and we use the word professional, as an auditor and an accountant, as a CA, it comes up all the time. Professional judgment, professional skepticism, professional behavior. When we use the word professional, it's because we understand that there is a profession that's behind us. There is an institution that governs how I should behave as a professional. A lot of my relationships and a lot of my professional status comes from the trust that the users, the trust that the public places in our profession. The same as the medical profession. To some extent, we trust the medical profession behind the doctor. We don't go to the doctor and ask them what his credentials are. We understand and we believe that the medical practice, the medical profession, has put him there, or believes that he's got the right requirements, the right competency to act in his job. So there is a level of trust. And the reality is that that trust is going to come about as a result of the way that you handle yourself, the way that you do business, deal with people, conflicts, etc. And so our profession gives us a certain set of guidelines to follow. CICA has adopted this Code of Professional Conduct, which means that this is required for all members of CICA. All your CAs are required to follow this Code of Professional Conduct. This also means that anyone who deals with us as accountants, as auditors, should be able to trust us because they should know that we are following certain professional guidelines. This also governs you as a student. It governs trainees, to make sure that anyone involved in, related to, or going to be part of the profession does maintain the right levels of professional conduct and behavior. So these are guidelines that should govern your every move. It should govern how you behave, how you treat people, how you deal with things. And the most important thing, again, is the level of trust that the public has in us in general. The reason that they believe that we have the capacity and the capability to do the job is because we hold ourselves to very high standards. And for that, the public places trust in us as professionals. So we need to then understand what the Code of Professional Conduct says about who we as auditors and accountants are supposed to be and behave.